Hello, my beautiful darlings. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Andres, and if you're hooked on books and stitches, you've come to the right place. You might notice that this is a different angle. This is something new. What is going on? Well, if you didn't know already by the title of this video, we're doing a little week in the life, how much I realistically read as a 9 to 5 corporate girly too. So just to give you some background, I do work as a benefits administrator and I work typically from 7:30 in the morning to 4 p.m. Eastern time. I say Eastern time. I'm so used to like putting that in my voicemail and saying that to like the people I talk to on the phone. That's crazy. Please don't mind me. Also, don't mind how I look, please. Like, don't judge me. I've been so sick like the last 4 days, I think. I've had like this horrible stomach bug. You would think that it would be like a 24-hour thing, right? Yeah, no, not for me, apparently. It lasted me 4 full days. It was the worst thing ever. And then on Saturday, yeah, this past Saturday, I was starting to feel a little better. So David and I, we decided to go out. We went to the farmers market and, we got food. We had some drinks at a brewery. And that was not a good thing because it kind of just set me back a little bit. But, you know, it is Monday. We're feeling better. We're back to normal. I just got to, clean up a little bit so I can look a little better. But nonetheless, let's talk about what we're really here for. So I'm counting the week from Sunday through Saturday. I'm recording Monday right now, so I'm going to talk about Sunday. On Sunday, I'm not going to lie to you, I was still recovering, so I did not read much, and I read a total of 26 pages. 26 pages that I read right before bed, and I was half asleep that I might have to read the last few 5 or 6 pages of the chapter before I read the next chapter to remember what the hell I was actually reading. So yeah, Sunday wasn't the most successful, and typically my weekend days are the days that I read like the most, and I make like good progress on any like goals that I have for myself. But yeah, since I was out of commission sick, I'm not being hard on myself. 26 pages is more than what I was expecting to have read. We are now by Monday. It's currently like 6:45 p.m. I think it is right now. Mind you, it's still super bright outside. The sun does not go down to like 9 p.m. nowadays, and I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I really do. But it's like so like mind-boggling to me when I look outside. I'm like, oh, it's still daytime. I still have time, and I'm like, oh my god, it's 8:45. What am I doing? I need to like get my shit together and start putting my things away and like get ready for bed, like prepare for tomorrow. Like, it's crazy. But nonetheless, I'm going on a tangent here. It is Monday, 6:45 p.m., and I have read 0 pages so far today. I did work. It was a pretty busy day. Mondays are usually like my heaviest days just because there's so much like backlog from the weekend. Like, there's so many new things that come through in the weekend. People love to call on the weekends for some reason, so I always have to catch up on calls too. So it was a pretty busy day, so I couldn't really read much during the day. Like, and then during my lunch break, I was like, I can't. Like, I just want to rest. I woke up so tired today. Also, because I was like so sick for the past 4 days. Today's like the first day I actually feel like back at it and good. So I felt so exhausted when I woke up today, and I did not want to do anything during my lunch break. So I just ate my lunch and relaxed and watched some of The Office because that's like my comfort show for sure. But yeah, guys, when I have an update, I will come back here to let y'all know. So now enjoy some B roll. vlog. It is a new day in the workroom. Today is day 2 of vlogging. It's currently 1:30. I'm about halfway through my lunch break right now. I already had my food, watched some of The Office because that's like the usual comfort show that we watch during our lunch break. And then now I'm ready to go ahead and get some reading in. So I changed course. I don't think I told you guys yesterday, well, Sunday. I read 26 pages and I was reading Such Quiet Girls by Noelle Ihli. Yesterday, when I went to bed, I always like to read for about an hour before I go to sleep. I wasn't particularly in the mood to read it. I don't know, like I'm about 25% of the way through already on the book. And it's not that I don't like it. I don't know if maybe I'm like in a reading slump or something, but I just wasn't really feeling it. And I don't think I wanted to read it at that point. So I was like, you know what, let me change the vibe. Let me read something like a little more fun, maybe do a little reread. So yeah, I decided to start Catching Fire last night and I got 30 pages in. And that's all I read yesterday. So yesterday was Monday. I read 30 pages total. But today I should hopefully maybe get some more reading done. I should get a few pages in now during my lunch break. And then when I finish work, I always have like a whole routine. So I take out my dog for a walk. So you'll definitely see that soon in B-roll material. And then I think, yeah, we already planned dinner. We're gonna do ground beef with white rice. So that should be nice and easy to do. So yeah, let's get some reading done. Hello vlog, we're back. It is finally the end of the workday. If you can't tell, I'm a little sweaty because I just got back from walking Seppi. We always do like a little afternoon walk at the end of my shift around the neighborhood. I'm not really sure like in terms of miles how much that is, but I'm gonna say maybe it's like a mile because we're out for like 30 minutes and we walk so relatively fast at the beginning because she's like desperate to potty and trying to go to her spot. But then after she's like super chill, walking the rest of the walk, doing all her little sniffy sniffs. And of course, she's here. You can't see her, but always chilling next to daddy. My last update was during lunch, and I did read a little bit. As you could see, I read about like 30 ish more pages during my lunch break. And then when I went back to work, I had a few other items that I had to like finish off to do. And then, like, the last 30 minutes of work, I didn't have anything else, so I decided to read some more. Got 30 more pages in. So I have 60 pages done so far today. Oh my gosh. So I don't think I've talked about the books at all. So the first book is, like I said, is Such Quiet Girls by Noelle Ihli. That one is basically revolving around an abduction of children from a school bus. They're holding them hostages for ransom, basically, is what I'm getting at so far. There's definitely a little backstory going on with the bus driver that we're like little by little learning about her past and like how she got to where she is right now. There's also other backstories from like the parent of one of the kids on the bus to the actual oldest kid on the bus to the youngest kid on the bus. Like there's a lot of different POVs. There's also the POV of the abductor. So that's pretty interesting. But it's like I said, I don't know if I'm maybe hitting a reading slump or maybe I'm not like too into the book, or maybe like it's just like the whole premise of the book is kind of like a little bit off putting to me just because it's like so very real. And nowadays, where that is a very real thing that happens a little too often. So there's so many factors that could be why I'm not so into it, but nonetheless, I'm still gonna read it. I'm still gonna go through with it since it's part of book club book, and we're not meeting till the end of August. I'm not too much of in a big rush to actually get into it and like like power through it. Like I'm not in a time crunch. I have over a month at this point still to get it done. So not too worried about that front. Then I decided to start Catching Fire yesterday since I wasn't really in the mood to read Such Quiet Girls. I was like, let me go ahead and start a different one. It's also my July TBR, and I'm thinking like, to try to beat my goal because I think I've read, yeah, it was 8 books that I read in June or 7. No, it was 8. I just didn't include one on the wrap up. I'm like, I want to meet that goal again. If I could read 8 books a month, that's like amazing. And I could crush down my physical TBR as well as my Kindle TBR and start adding other books that I'm interested in. Because I try to keep the physical and Kindle TBR to like a maximum of like 50 to 75 books so I don't feel so overwhelmed. And then once I start seeing that list go down, then I go back into my master list of like 1,000 plus books that I want to read for real and add some more into either physical or Kindle, depending if it's on Kindle Unlimited and things like that. So this whole tangent just to say I decided to read Catching Fire. I am now page 90 if I'm not wrong. Let me go get it. Okay, yes, page 90, chapter 7. So basically, if you don't know what Catching Fire is for some reason, this is obviously book 2 in the Hunger Games series. I'm gonna give spoilers, so heads up, there's gonna be spoilers here. So if you have not read the series, please just go ahead and skip along maybe a minute or so, just so we could keep it pushing and you don't get spoiled. But yeah, so in the part that I'm at right now, that President Snow already came to talk to Katniss and told her, like, you gotta convince me that you and Peter are an item. If not, good luck with what's to come. And obviously, Katniss does not want that to happen, so she is putting her full game face on and she is ready. So they're in the whole victory tour right now. When they were at District 11, we know that that is where Rue was from, and Thrush also. But Rue holds a very special place in Katniss' heart for sure. They decided, or I mean, Katniss and Peeta decided to do a little something that maybe they shouldn't have done. Peeta told the families of Thrush and Rue to have like 1 month of their winnings for the rest of their lives, basically. And then Katniss was giving like thank you, and that she feels like so sorry for like what happened, and that she really wants to save Rue. That Rue reminds her of her sister Prim, yada yada yada. Then they go ahead and start to do bitch. Boom, 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 boom. All up in that bitch. They're going to District 12 for the final one. And then Katniss she sees like this television set, like kind of telling like an urgent message is coming from District 8. And it says that all of a sudden people are with these weird ass masks on, just like throwing fire, putting everything up in flames, which basically entails an uprising is occurring in District 8, and obviously that's going to cause a domino effect along the rest of the districts. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'll definitely come back with an update. But yeah, I don't really have much else planned. I have to finish editing my August TBR video, which I'm gonna do now. I try to split editing into at least 2, maybe 3 days sometimes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to editing my TBR video so I can get that ready to go for tomorrow to post. And then after that, I'll probably start on dinner. I'm gonna do ground beef with white rice for tonight. And then yeah, we'll go from there. And I'll update you guys when I have another update. Hello vlog, I'm back and it's a new day. Today's day 3. Yeah, today's day 3 because it is Wednesday. So I have a few updates for you guys. We are about halfway, no, we're like 3/4 of the way through the workday already finally. I did film myself reading during my lunch break for a little bit. I'm still currently reading Catching Fire. I am right now on page 164 out of like almost 400, I believe. And then yesterday I read a total of 90 pages, so that's the most that I've read this week so far. So pat on the back for me for that. My lunch break, I was able to get about 45 pages in read, so that's pretty good. I do have another update. So in terms of like crochet, I haven't talked much about my crochet projects recently on my channel, and I want to show you guys something that I've been working on. So I've been making like these handbags for all of my family or friends, but I've never made one for myself. So I was like, you know what? I have to make something for myself. I keep making for everyone, but I don't make for me. So I decided to make this little tote bag out of a whole Caron. I need to double check. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so it's actually a Caron Cakes. Oh, it's backwards, sorry. But it's Caron Cakes in the color Blueberry Cheesecake. I got this one at Michael's for sure. And then the whole skein, I used the whole skein and it gave me 13 granny squares. And I was able to put them together in this fashion. And then this is the first time that I ever lined a bag by the interior. So definitely not my best work just because this is missing pieces. I still have more fabric, so maybe I could just add fabric onto there to like not let that be so like ugly and like showing like that. But honestly, when I look at this side, it looks so nice. Like it looks lined really well. And this is my first time lining the bag, so I'm kind of shocked about that. Now, my problem is the handles. So it's going to be a tote bag, so it's going to be like an over-the-shoulder type of deal. But I don't know what color to use just because this is the only amount of yarn that I have left from that skein, which obviously is not enough to make a whole handle. And then I have three other color options here. I have this like light baby blue, and then I also have this like darker blue. I don't know what I would call that. But then I also have this white right here. And I don't know which one would look the nicest on the bag. Like, I feel like this white might be like so shocking because it's such a drastic change of color. And then this blue does not match very well. I mean, now that I see it, it looks pretty nice. But still, it's not like the same like blue tones. And then this blue is not a bad idea, I'm not gonna lie. And I do have more than just this, luckily, so that it won't run out and I will have enough for the actual handle. But yeah, that is my current struggle right now with trying to decide the color. Definitely once I decide and I make the handle, I'll show you guys that update. In terms of other updates, I haven't shown you guys, but I got my first Labubu ever, and he is so cute. Thanks to my baby David, he got me this Labubu. So yeah, I got the sesame one. He's such a cutie pie, and I called him Tony. But yeah, and then the only other update I have would be in regards to catching fires. I want to say I'm probably like about 40-ish% of the way. I'll definitely make it beyond halfway point today because I do want to finish this hopefully tomorrow, if not for sure Friday. But yeah, guys, that is the update for day 3 currently. I'm gonna go ahead and get finished up here with work. I do have a few other things to do. And then David is off today. It's because today is one of his off days from work. I'll probably be the one doing dinner, even though he is saying that he's feeling kind of sick today. And I feel so bad because I'm probably the one that gave it to him because I was sick this past weekend. But yeah, we'll see how the afternoon unravels. I'll definitely come back with an update and I'll talk to you later, vlog. Hey vlog, we're back with an update. And this update is about the crochet bag that I was showing you guys earlier. I was like, you know what, let me just grind and get this done. I know I can get it done. It was just a strap. It was super easy, luckily. So, oh my gosh. Here she is, completed in all of her glory. She is so cute, guys. Like, I'm actually obsessed with how she came out. She is exactly what I envisioned. I'm literally gooped and gagged with how cute she came out. Oh my gosh, don't mind my Bucky shorts. But oh my gosh, guys, she's so cute. Like, just imagine me at the farmer's market on a Saturday. Like, oh my god, let me go get some fruits. Oh my god, strawberries, oranges, cucumbers. Like, you can't tell me this ain't cute. But nonetheless, she's done, guys. She's so cute. It's a new day in the workroom. As you could tell, it's already the end of the day. As you saw that I was walking Seppi in the clip right before this. So I actually wanted to talk about the whole like reading slump situation that I felt like I was in. So honestly, like reading Catching Fire has definitely helped me get out of that like little slump that I was feeling that I was going into. I haven't finished it yet actually, which I'm kind of shocked. I thought I would be done with it by now. But I am on page 253 currently. I did read a total of 85 pages yesterday, so just 5 less than the day before. And right now I'm about 33 pages in, and I read those 33 pages during my lunch break today. Might not finish it today, but most likely will finish tomorrow. In terms of update, I am like in the crux of the book already, okay? We already found out about the quarter quell. We found out like what the whole little scheme of the quarter quell is, which is bringing all the victors back from previous winners, like previous Hunger Game winners, bringing them back into the quarter quell. We knew from the jump that District 12, the only female was going to be Katniss, but that we were stuck between like Haymitch or Peeta. Obviously, Peeta was gonna volunteer if they chose Haymitch, so Haymitch was always out of the question. Okay, I'm like reliving this like if I'm reading it for the first time again, and I've been loving it honestly. Which goes back to my point that it's really helping me get out of that little reading slump that I felt. So I definitely feel ready to go back into Such Quiet Girls to try to jump into that world again to see if like it's me or if it's the book. But I have even better news because yesterday I got a lovely little notification from Libby saying that one of my holds was available. And that book, my friends, is The Dream Hotel by Laila something. I don't know the author's full name, but I'm putting it here on screen so you see which one it is. But it sounds so good. It's rated decent on Goodreads. I think it was rated like 3.96. I'll also put that here on the screen so you guys can see. But nonetheless, I saw it. I've had this hold like for weeks now. I think it's been like 4 weeks minimum. However, I did not start it last night. Last night I kind of just wanted to read Catching Fire because it was like in a really good part and I was really interested. And also David is still battling his sickness. He has a really bad stomach bug, which is exactly what I had last weekend. So I feel really bad. And actually update about that from yesterday. I didn't have any B-roll in regards to dinner or any night activities because unfortunately David like came down with a fever and it was like he was feeling really, really bad. And that was around the time that he was going to start dinner. Like he had prepped everything. Everything was ready to get cooked. But then he started feeling really bad. But it was already getting kind of late. So I told him like, you know, I might take a little bit cooking this and I don't want us eating too late. So what I decided to do, I went on the Chick-fil-A app. Chick-fil-A is still doing like this game thing so you could win free food. I want a 5-piece nugget. So I was like, perfect. All I have to do is buy fries and then I could see what he wants. Maybe I could get him a soup or something and that's it. And I also had points. So I was actually able to get 2 5-piece nuggets for free. I got large fries, of course. And then I got him a bowl of the chicken soup. But nonetheless, that is why there was no B-roll of dinner yesterday. It was kind of like a little chaotic of an evening. So I'm going to go ahead and get dinner done for sure. I'm going to try to get it done nice and early, just so I don't have to worry about it later. But right now, damn, I don't have my watch on, but I think it's like maybe 5 already. So I'm going to go and lie down for a little bit. I'll probably maybe sit outside actually so I could take Seppi outside so she can enjoy the sunset and stuff like that. And read a little more of Catching Fire so I could try to get this done. And then, yeah. If I have any updates, I'll definitely come on here, but definitely enjoy the next couple rounds of B-roll. And I'll talk to y'all later. dog. It's a new day in the workroom. Today is Saturday, not Friday, because my last update was Thursday. And yesterday, I did not provide any updates because it was kind of crazy. And also, I really love to just like get a little turn on Fridays after work for sure. I actually got out of work an hour before the normal time that I get off. I usually get off at 4, but I got off at 3 because my job does this like every Friday of the month of August. We get to get out an hour early for like employee appreciation, summer hours type of deal. So that's nice. I was able to get out of work an hour before. Now, in terms of updates, I do have quite the amount of updates that I did want to let you guys know. So, for sure, I finished Catching Fire yesterday and I had 51 pages left, so I read the 51 pages. And then at nighttime before bed, I read The Dream Hotel and I read about, I think it was 45 pages or 40 pages actually. So, I read a total of 91 pages yesterday, so not too shabby. So yesterday after work, I got up at 3 and then I decided to go outside with Seppi because on Fridays, like I said, I like to have fun after work and not have to like worry about anything else. It's like here at home, we don't even cook dinner. We always get pizza or we buy a pizza from like Aldi and we'll make it just so we don't have to like do anything on Friday because it's like our relaxation day here. So I went outside, we played with Seppi a little bit in the yard. I had a couple of drinks. I was listening to my music. It was a good old time. But unfortunately, David was not feeling good still. He was still not 100% at all. He actually had to call off of work and everything because the night before he spent it like in and out of the bathroom. I felt so bad for him, honestly. And today he's still kind of iffy, but a little better than usual. And he is working today, so that is a good sign. But I feel really bad because he's taking the sickness worse than I did for sure. And then another update I have for you guys is I'm part of the book of the month service and I get like the monthly book or whatever. This is not sponsored whatsoever, but I want to talk to you guys about the picks that they had for the month of August and what I ended up picking because they allow you to pick one book, but then you can also add on anything like any other books that you want from the actual month or from previous months also, or from their whole list that they have. So for the book of the month picks, I have it here on my iPad. They always come out with 5 books, 5 different genres. And wait, actually, let me backtrack. In case you don't know what book of the month is, it's this subscription service that you. I died. In case that anyone doesn't know what book of the month is, book of the month is a subscription service that they send you one book per month and then you are able to pick the book that you want from the month from the list that they come out on a monthly basis, and they always come out with around 5 maybe 6 books, and it's all from different genres too, which is nice. Lots of debut authors, a lot of like big name authors, a lot of new releases sometimes, especially early releases, like before it actually comes out to the general public. You're able to get it beforehand. Keep in mind, like I said, this is not a sponsored section of the video at all. Like, Book of the Month does not sponsor me, but I definitely have been enjoying all the books that they've sent. And they also give really good variety to choose from. And you'll see now, like, I'm going to talk about the August picks now. So I have it here on my iPad, and the first one is Seduction Theory by Emily Adrian. This is a literary fiction. And then they also give like a little blurb for you to like get a feel of what it is. So this one says, struggling with your master's thesis? Just fictionalize your advisor's real life marriage issues and enjoy the fallout. The second book that they have for the month is All the Tomorrows After by Joanne Yi. This is a YA and a debut author too. And then the little blurb says, a teenage girl strikes an unusual bargain with her estranged father in this poignant, heartbreaking novel. The third pick is The Man No One Believed by Joshua Sharpe. And then This Is a True Crime, and another debut author. The blurb says, the true story of a grisly murder, the man falsely accused of the crime, and the journalist fighting to set him free. The fourth book is Forget Me Not by Stacy Willingham. It's a thriller, and this is a three-peat author, and that what that means is like this is the third time this author is in one of the book of the month choices. and this is also an early release. Like I mentioned, this book is supposed to debut on August 26th, I think it is, and we're able to actually get it beforehand, like before it goes on sale to the general public. So kind of like a pre-order type of deal. You know, you feel exclusive sometimes. And then the blurb for this one says, her sister vanished years earlier. Now a hidden diary may have answers, but does she really want to uncover the truth? And then the last pick of the month is called Immortal Consequences. And I think that says LV Marie or Ivy Marie, actually, sorry. And then this is a fantasy, a debut author, and a limited edition. And limited edition means it's coming with the sprayed edges. With Book of the Month, it's about $17.99 a month. And then, with taxes and everything, it's like basically 20. And then if you want the sprayed edges one, you have to pay an extra $2.99, which is not horrible. But still, I'm like, damn, I already paid 20 now to pay an extra $3 just because I want the sprayed edges. But shit, I will pay the extra $3 for the sprayed edges because it's cute. And then the blurb for this one says, there's no eternal rest at Blackwood Academy. And to escape, 6 students must face trials that are deadlier than ever. And those are the August picks. Now, I was really conflicted. I wasn't sure which one I wanted because a lot of them sounded good. Immediately, like the first one that I rolled out was The Man No One Believed by Joshua Sharpe because it's a true crime. I'm not saying that I'm not a fan of true crime, but it's not a genre that I typically like gravitate towards, and it's not for any particular reason. I don't particularly enjoy like reading about these like true life, like real life scenarios actually happen. Like I like to stay in my little fictional world and pretend like all the murders and things I read in a fictional book are not for real. And I like to think that the world is not as horrible and cruel as it actually is. So that's why this one immediately I was like, you know what? Mm-mm. The other one that I said no to was Forget Me Not by Stacy Willingham. It's not for any particular reason. It's a thriller and it sounds decent, and it's an early release and things like that. But I was like, I'm not really in the mood. The ones that did call my attention are Immortal Consequences, All the Tomorrows After, and Seduction Theory. Those three definitely did catch my eye. I was interested in the fantasy one, Immortal Consequences, mainly because of the sprayed edges, but also because it sounds like a high stakes, dark academia like kind of setting. And I love fantasy books like that, but I also have read multiple books in that like kind of tropey thing. So I was like, I'm okay. I think I'll pass. So I was stuck between Seduction Theory and All the Tomorrows After. Initially, I chose All the Tomorrows After, but I was like, oh my god, like what if I regret it? Because it was a YA. I mean, it is a YA. So, and they're a debut author, so I'm running a big risk there. But it was rated decently on Goodreads from what I remember. And then when I was in like my cart ready to check out and just confirm I want that one, it reminded me like, hey, now we are BFFs and you get $5 off if you add on anything to your box. So let me know. And I was like, girl, tell me less. So I decided to go ahead and add Seduction Theory too. So I did pay an extra $12. But nonetheless, it was so worth it because Seduction Theory sounds really good. I'm really looking forward to that one because it sounds like the more interesting one. I just preferred All the Tomorrows After because of the actual premise of the book sounds really good and it sounds like a good like crime book. Like I feel like I'm definitely gonna cry with this book. So yeah, that is my book of the month update. And then I actually wanted to talk about the Dream Hotel because I remember me telling you guys about the premise of the book, but I was like not completely wrong, but I was pretty freaking wrong with what the book is about. So I think I was telling you guys that she gets pulled by like the FBI and they were telling her like she needs to commit a crime or like this and that. No, like that was not the case. So basically the book starts out like the FMC is already in this like hospital ward type of thing, and there's like a specific routine that you follow. It gives very much like you're in a psych ward, But then we go ahead and transition into like the backstory as to how she got there. Basically, she was just coming back from London, I think it was, from a work trip, and she got stopped basically, like at immigration by one of the immigration cops or whatever. And then they pulled her aside and they took her to the back room to question her and things like that. She's like, what is this? Like, what is going on? Why am I being questioned? Like, I've been in and out. I've gone to London thousands of times for jobs and like for my job and things like that. So what is going on this time? And then she gets pulled to the risk assessment agency or association. And basically they're telling her, based on all the facts that we have and the risk score that you currently have, you are a risk to society, and we feel like you need to be placed into this program until your risk score lowers. So, that in all its glory lets me know that this is a dystopian book. So, it's so funny that I'm reading two dystopians back to back. But nonetheless, and basically, we find out that everyone that lives in the United States is given a risk score and it gets updated. I don't know how often, but it gets updated. And if you go over a certain number, you get placed into this program so you could lower your risk score. And the program is supposed to be 21 days. But if you don't have your score under that specific threshold within 21 days, yeah, no mamas, you're still gonna stay in the program until you get there. So there's some people that have been in the program for 21 days and just leave, but there's some people that have been there for months on end and there's like no end in sight type of deal. But that is the main premise of the book. And basically she finds out that the reason why her risk score is high is because she has subconsciously thought about, like, I guess, taking her husband out. So that is why she was in the higher side of the threshold for the risk score. Another thing that's pretty interesting about this book is that it's mixed media. So we go from story to like news article, back to the story to like an interview. So I kind of like that aspect just because it's more intriguing and it gives you like the backstory in a different way, which I enjoy. So it's not bad. The writing style is pretty straightforward, like it's not difficult to read or takes time to get used to or any of that. And then the premise of the book itself is very interesting. Like I said, it's very dystopian, which I'm enjoying. But let's see how the book develops, because so far it's had a decent start. I'm not like, oh my god, Guptan God, like I'm obsessed, but it's so far interesting and I like it. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that. I think those are all of my updates from yesterday. For my plans for today, today's Saturday, and I love Saturdays because I just love the weekend. And I woke up and immediately put our bedding to wash because we definitely need to get our everything cleaned since we've been sick for the past 2 weeks here. Um, so yeah, I put things like I started with the comforter. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the actual sheets to wash, and then I made breakfast already. Drank my morning coffee because I cannot function without coffee. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and start cleaning. I'm gonna clean the whole house. I'm gonna start with our bathroom because it's taken damage in the past 2 weeks, and I'm gonna just clean all like high touch surfaces and definitely clean the floor and things like that. So it's gonna be a lengthy cleaning day, but it's gonna be much needed. It's gonna be so nice when I'm done and everything feels nice and clean. That's like my favorite. And then especially later, like when I take a shower and then I lie in bed and the sheets are all clean and smell nice. Oh my god. Nothing like it. But for now, I'm checking out. I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning and enjoy the B-roll of me cleaning. Hello vlog, I'm back with an update. So as you can tell, I have just spent the last 3 hours cleaning the entire house, but honestly, I know that 3 hours probably sounds like a lot of time, but I detailed cleaned like a lot of areas because like I said, we were sick. We've been sick for like the past 2 weeks here with like some stomach bugs. So the only way to actually get the nasty virus out of the house is by deep cleaning every single nook and cranny in this damn house. And I did that. Ugh, can you tell I'm tired? So yeah, I did a lot of cleaning. As you can tell, I look deadbeat. I look exhausted and crazy, but I am ready to party it up now, y'all. It is Saturday. I'm ready to go get my drink on, get my music on, play a little bit with Seppi outside, weather permitting, because right now it doesn't look like it is. Most likely, I'll get into reading either later or before bed, just because I kind of want to relax. I'm so tired and kind of just want to like do nothing for a little bit, like brain off completely. But yeah, guys, that is the update. Lots of cleaning. Oh, actually, I have one more update. I started listening to Atmosphere by TJR on audio today through Spotify because I was like, oh, August 1st rolled around, my 15 hours replenished, and I'm ready to go. And I'm listening, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's time for you've ran out of audio hours, time for you to top up. I was like, I'm not topping up. What the hell? That ish is $13 to top up with 10 more hours. And it says in 5 days I'm gonna renew the 15 hours. So whatever, I'll just wait to continue Atmosphere. If I'm really desperate, I could just read it physically because I have it right up there, as you can tell. So I could just read it physically if I'm dying to get back into it. I'm not gonna lie, it started out pretty strong. Like, I really like how the story of Joan and Vanessa is going along, like how they met and that they're both going into the space program, being the first women to go into space and things of that nature. I really love that, and I love reading about it. And also sapphic romance, love. I live, laugh, love that ish. So yeah, so far I'm liking it. I think I'm like only like 5 or 10% in at most because I'm telling you, like was going for an hour, and then it was like, oh, sorry, we're gonna have to wait 5 more days if you want to hear this. So I guess I'll wait. So yeah, vlog. Not much else going on right now. I'm gonna probably eat lunch, have a drinkity drink, have a smokety smoke, play a little play with Steppy, and we'll go from there. And I'll update you later on. Bye, vlog. Hello, vlog. It's the last and final day of this vlog. Today is Sunday, but I'm going to recap about yesterday. I know that you guys saw all of my cleaning montage, but I really did not talk about like what I did afterwards, I think. So let's get into these updates. So when I finished cleaning, I definitely prioritized my rest and relaxation, and I had my little drinkity drink and my smokety smoke, and I definitely went outside to play with Seppi some. It started raining though, as per usual, so unfortunately we couldn't play too much, but we definitely had a good amount of playtime indoors too. And then in terms of reading, I do have one update for you guys. So I did read almost 50 pages, I think it was, of The Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami, and I'm not gonna lie, I read those pages and I wasn't like fully invested into the story currently, just because it's kind of like confusing to a certain extent. It's like a little disjointed because it's like going from past to present a lot within like the same chapters, and it's kind of hard to like keep up at times. And I don't know if maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace or something. I just wasn't like too into the story, to be quite frank. And I am feeling like I might end up DNFing it. The only reason I haven't decided on that just yet is because I do want to give it a little more of a chance because I am 30% of the way through right now. And I want to give it at least to the 50% mark to see if it does like pick up or if things change and it gets a little more linear. But right now, the beginning was pretty strong, got me interested into the story. Now that we're getting some more info, it's kind of disjointed, not really clear in the direction that it's going, in my opinion. So I'm gonna give it to the 50% mark, and I'll definitely put it up here if I did end up DNFing the book or if I did continue it. Future editing me will let y'all know, but current me right now is still not sure if I'm gonna DNF or not. But yeah, besides that, I didn't have much else going on. I did start watching The Summer I Turned Pretty because I have read the books and I saw the new season is coming out. Well, already came out actually. I hadn't given the show a chance, and I know that I really like the books. You know, it's very YA, very simple. So I was hoping that the actual show would give a little more context or be a little more different. So far, it's pretty close to what the book is about. It's just there's a few added things and additional like plot lines to other characters. I don't remember actually having plot lines in the book. So that's pretty interesting. I am enjoying the show more than the books currently, but I have to give the whole show a chance to decide on that right now. But yeah, I'll definitely update you guys on that on a future vlog once I do finish the show. And then today is Sunday. Today's been all about filming content. I had to film my July reading wrap up that I haven't done that just yet. And I've been like really bad about posting on Instagram or TikTok just because I find short form content so much more tedious than long form content. That's just like my own personal thing. I don't know why. I know most people prefer short form, but I prefer long form. Like I'm a very yappy person, so I could just get in front of the camera and talk, 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 talk. Versus short form, you really have to like keep it short, concise, cute. Like, and that's not like my aesthetic for the most part. But yeah, we'll see. I got a lot of content filmed for TikTok and Instagram already for the upcoming week. So yes, we'll see that I'm gonna put some more effort. But yeah, nothing much else going on over here. Just gonna rest and relax and get ready for the week. We have come to the end of this vlog. This was my first vlog, which I'm actually like surprised that I've never done something like this because I honestly love just standing in front of the camera and talking. Like I think that's like my favorite pastime at this point. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed a week in my life. I know it's not much going on, but you know, it's comfy, cozy, casual, cute. And you guys saw what I realistically read, especially since I do work a 9 to 5 corporate job. So, you know, you get to see the real aspect and the real life of me versus just like the superficial side I'd be posting sometimes and just my wrap ups and my TBR and things of that nature. Don't have any other updates, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. Let me know in the comments if you do like this type of video, like this style of video. I really want to know. Maybe I can start doing more vlogs for you guys if you guys are really interested in that. So I'm more than open to feedback, and let me know what you guys liked, what you didn't like, just so I could curate the content to the way that you guys like it, because you guys are the ones supporting me and my channel at the end of the day, and I love you guys for that so much. So thank you. But yeah, my beautiful darlings, with that, let's get